This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it, body.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Running Wild with Bear Grylls on NBC.
Every boy's dream at some point in his life is to be exactly who this man became. Someone who could live in nature and know how to survive, tap into those primal instincts and impulses without the help of electronics, and for days be able to live off the earth, be able to eat maggots.
Maggots. Yummy.
He's done this. Be able to pick out which plants aren't bad for you or poisonous, to know which snakes aren't venomous, to learn how to catch them and cut off their heads and then slice them open and fry them up. To know all of these things, be able to read the weather, be able to not become lost and use the stars as a compass.
Yeah.
To be able to go to a desert land and find the carcass of a camel and utilize it as shelter.
Oof.
To have the ability to slice off fresh meat from a dead carcass and know how to boil it in water or something to make it edible. Are you kidding me? Man vs. Wild, one of the greatest shows ever created. Bear Grylls is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta give him a round of applause just
He's
for
my
that.
hero, man.
Wow, that's the nicest introduction I've ever had. Thank you.
Oh, word?
But I tell you what, I struggle much more in the city. I'm going to need you to help me through this one.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm going to help you through that. I got something for you later on in the show, too, because a lot of times, you know, man, I grew up, my grandparents, Clyde Waters, bless his soul, and my grandmother, who's still with us, Elsie Waters, they're from the South. So when I grew up, I went to a place called Clear Lake in Northern California, and we used to camp a lot. And they wouldn't allow us to have radios or anything. You know, we didn't have cell phones back then. But we kind of lived off the land. My grandfather knew how to hunt, taught us how to fish, you know, taught I could cut, clean them, consume them, you know, all of those things. And I feel like once I got older, I got away from that. And when that happens, I feel like we lose something as people. So watching you, it's like, yo, that's how we're supposed to live. You know what I mean? But you have troubles adjusting to metropolitan cities?
Well, I find New York pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I've almost been run over 3 times today already, and it's only, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can't be an expert everywhere. But the thing is, I grew up loving all of the outdoor stuff, and my dad was a commando and a climber, so I kind of grew up in that world, and my job then in the military was teaching all the combat survival. So it's been the one thing I was good at as a kid.
Yeah.
And I love, you know, I feel super lucky to be able to do it as a job.
Yeah. What's the scariest moment? Like watching your show, the shows you've done, it seems like it's scary. It can be scary out there sometimes. You know what I mean? Have you ever had a life-threatening moment that you felt like, I'm not sure what the outcome is going to be in this one?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, how long have you got?
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Well,
There've been so many bitten by snakes and chased by sharks and crocodiles and parachute malfunctions and falling down crevasses and pinned in whitewater rapids, you name it. But I try and always focus on the good parts, the times where it goes right. And for me, it's always about that focus of getting home in one piece. I've got a lovely young family, 3 young boys who love all of this stuff. But I think for this new show we did for NBC, where I take Hollywood stars out with me, it's a different dynamic. And I think when I'm on my own, I can do everything like subconsciously. It's like tight round there, we're off, we're gone.
Yeah.
And suddenly you've got Zac Efron or Ben Stiller or Channing Tatum on the end of the line. It's like, let's just double check this knot. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's really fun, and I've loved filming this later season, and the shows I'm really proud of, and it gives us a chance to get to know these stars in a way that really, you never normally see on a chat show, where it's all kind of all slick and nice and funny and polished.
Yeah.
And as you say, you loved it as a kid going out. And I think for a lot of these actors, they had that maybe experience when they were kids with their dads or their grandpops or whatever, and then they miss it and they want to reconnect.
Yeah.
So that is what this show is about. It's giving them a chance to do that and get to know the real them.
Running Wild with Bear Grylls is premiering Monday on NBC at 8 p.m. Eastern. Let me see some of the names of the people you took out. I'm going to ask you a question, and then you can answer it when we come right back. Okay, Channing Tatum, Deion Sanders, Tom Arnold, Tamron Hall, Zac Efron, Ben Stiller. I want to know who was the biggest, whiniest bitch when you took him out in nature. When we come back, he's going to answer that question. 888-742-3345. Sway in the morning, Shay 45. Sway in the morning, Wild for the night. Skrillex. They said Rocky. I thought we'd play that since Bear Grylls is here, man. What a cool name, Bear Grylls.
It is a cool name.
I used to hate it when I was 6. I used to think, oh, why can't I have a normal name?
Yeah.
It's like weird, but actually it could have been way worse.
Right? I mean, but your parents, were you named after?
An animal?
I'd love to have a good story about I was raised by a grizzly bear.
No, you're right. No.
But actually, you want the real story? It's not very butch. I was christened Edward, then that became Ted and Teddy Bear. So
okay.
so
that's not butch at all.
That's not butch at all, but it's the truth.
Yeah, well, speaking of butch or not butch at all, you took out a few big-time Hollywood types on your new show, Running Wild with Bear Grylls. So premiering at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Ben Stiller, Channing Tatum, Deion Sanders, Tom Arnold, Tamron Hall, Zac Efron. Who was the whiniest bitch once they got out there? Once times got hard? Once the first day passed by?
You're right, because it's easy to be cheerful and speak all the good words when it's all going well.
Yeah.
But you learn about people on these trips.
Yeah.
And, when you've had 2 days of torrential rain and horizontal, gale force winds, you see what people are made of. And that's what I love about the wild. So, are you ready?
Yeah. I got my suspicions.
No, it's going to be disappointing because the truth is, and I'm not just, the truth is they're all incredible there. I take my hat off to them. They were way out of their comfort zone. They all arrived a little bit nervous at the start. But I love seeing their kind of journey progress and their confidence grow. I mean, the toughest conditions was Ben Stiller in Scotland just because of the weather.
Ben Stiller, okay.
Deion Sanders, I mean, he was so scared at one point. He was speaking in tongues on this rock face, just, and the thing is, you got to respect it, though, because it's raw emotion and fear, and you can't hide that. And I kind of dig the fact that he overcame it and he reached the top with me and Zach, he loves the adrenaline, so I threw him out of a helicopter from 10,000 feet with like an hour's training. I just put him in a parachute, grabbed his ripcord and went, here we go, brother. Dosh. So he loved it. Channing had him backflipping out of his helicopter into this lake at 10,000 feet as well. And so all of these guys were cool, but what's fun is it's a real boys' own adventure.
Yeah.
And stuff happens and we wing it. I just take a rope. I know where we're getting dropped off. I know our extraction point 20 miles away or whatever. And then we just see what happens. And I think what they all loved is the fact that it's unrehearsed. There's no second takes. There's no, let's have a practice of this, make it look good. Because the truth is the mess and the struggle and the failures are actually what's interesting in life as well.
So Deion was the whiniest. He's not going to beat you up, man.
I loved it. Deion was such a character. I mean, he's a guinea a minute.
That's a legendary guy. All right.
And he's fast. I chased him with a snake. He hates snakes, and we found the snake, and I went, Deion, come and help me. Pass a knife. And he's going, no.
He wasn't dealing with the snake.
I went, Deion, stop being such a pussy. Get over here. And he's going, no. So I went, right, I'm going to go to him. So I picked up the snake and just ran down this canyon. And he's like running the other way. And then he stops. He goes, what sort of man chasing another man in the wild with a snake? That's
a crazy answer.
Now, Bear, I've always heard that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And since you're such a thrill seeker, I wonder if it bleeds into your personal life. Like, do you make love in the woods with like 7 wives and rob banks on the side?
Of course.
7 wives.
What, you want the short answer? Yes.
But are you like a thrill seeker? Like, is your wife like that, or is she like the opposite of you?
Well, I got 3 young boys. They're crazy thrill seekers. They love it. They're always climbing everything and jumping off everything. Shara is she's more sedate. She's a homemaker. Yeah. She's a reason for coming back in one piece. She's a gem, But yeah, I kind of never wanted to live a boring, clean, ordered, correct life. I wanted always it to be wild and fun and a bit reckless and tickling the underbelly of danger every now and again. But
did you notice how he did that tickling that one?
So visual.
Just a little flirt with the underbelly of danger.
There it is.
But you always got to respect it. The thing is, Mother Nature is like your mama.
Right.
If you respect her, she'll be good to you. But if you disrespect her, she'll teach you a lesson you ain't ever gonna forget.
That's real. That's real.
That's true.
Yeah.
Then I have a question then, Bear. We have to be honest with each other now. Are any black women gonna make this show? Because I feel like there's issues with hair, and I tried to be a Girl Scout, and I just wanted the cookies.
Well,
I just
you're
didn't
smart.
even
The cookies are good.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. I don't in the wild with the mosquitoes and the flies. What about my hair, my clothes? It doesn't sound like a black girl's dream. I have to be honest.
Well, you're right, and the thing is, it's tough and it ain't pretty. But we took Tamron Hall, who the anchor lady for Today Show, who's just an amazing girl. But she's city girl, never done anything like this before. And I told her at the start of the show, I said, jump in this vehicle, drive down this desert road, and I come and pick you up. And she's like, drive is like Lethal Weapon. She's driving this thing, and we come screaming over the top in the helicopter, force her off the road, jump out, dust everywhere. I grab her by the hand. She's looking immaculate, made up, hair, like you say. And 10 minutes later, grab her, throw in this chopper, off we fly. 10 minutes later, she's on the ground in this high mountain. Her hair's like, she's all her clothes are ripped. She's like mud and dust everywhere. And I'm thinking, that's my girl. Now we're getting to see the real.
That's right.
All right.
And she loved it.
We got Nia on the line from Boston. Say hello to Bear Grylls, Nia. Good morning.
Hey, Nia.
Hey, good morning, Sway. Hi, Bear.
Hey, nice to hear you.
So my question is, right, I saw this show when you got stung by like 50 bees. What the hell was going through your head?
Bee sting. Yeah. I mean, I was trying to get some honey, and sometimes it goes wrong, and I got hit, and it's just like, I don't know, it must have hit some bit of vein and nerve or something, and the one place my head went like the Elephant Man. A lot of my friends said it was an improvement, but it doesn't always work out, and that's it. You got to roll with the punches and get on with it. But
that's what I love about you. I saw that episode, and you still looked at the camera and said, "As you can see, I just got stung by a bee."
Well, what else can you say? It's like, I don't normally look like this.
All right. Well, look, man, it's important that you know how to survive in any situation, and you have proven this time and time again over the years with Man vs. Wild. Now running Wild with Bear Grylls, Monday, NBC, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you watch it. And we thought that even in the wild, or when you're not in the wild, you have to have survival tactics. So who better to play this game, Surviving the Ghetto, with than Bear Grylls?
Woo!
Bear Grylls, let's see if you can survive in
The Ghetto.
All right, it's a simple game, Bear Grylls. We got 5 questions with options. You have to select the right option for survival whilst in the ghetto. Here's my man, DB.
Question number 1. If it's the middle of winter and your heat just got cut off, how do you keep warm? A, buy some logs for the fireplace. B, turn on the oven and leave it open. Or C, burn some garbage in a barrel.
Well, I'll probably do a bit of everything, really, But yeah, get the logs, get a fire going. It's a key in the wild is protection. Protection from the elements. I'll go for 1. Make a nice fire. Get warm.
This is the ghetto. They ain't got no damn fireplaces.
And there's not a lot of wood to burn, maybe. So yeah.
The answer is
turn on the oven and leave it open.
that's the ghetto.
True.
All right.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, but that's
the
the
hood.
ghetto.
That's the ghetto.
Question number 2. You just bought some weed, but don't have anything to roll it with. Do you A, use notebook paper? B, use Bible paper? C, offer to share it with someone if they'll buy the blunt?
Well, the thing is, never disrespect the good book.
Yes.
So we won't do that.
Yes.
I think we go with the notebook,
Correct.
Yeah, you got that one right. Bear Grylls can survive in the ghetto when it comes to weed. All right, question
number 3. You just made a banging ass batch of Kool-Aid, but your baby mama forgot to buy sugar. Do you A, drink it like it is, shouldn't be that bad? B, use some Sweet and Low? Or C, go to McDonald's and steal as much sugar as you can?
Yeah, sugar will kill you. Go for it. Go for it as it is. Au natural.
Not in the ghetto.
Not in the ghetto.
Question number 4.
No, C.
I'm sorry. Yes, the answer is C. Go to McDonald's and steal as much sugar as you can.
Yeah, it is.
I can't be saying that one, Like kids do as I say. Kids, don't go to the McDonald's and steal the sugar. Ditch your sugar. Stay
Question
alive.
number 4.
I love beer.
Me too.
You happen to pass by an electronics store and the front window is broken. Do you A, call the police and report a robbery? B, keep on walking, you didn't see anything. Or C, run up in there real quick and grab whatever you can carry.
Well, the thing is, you're now training me how to survive in the ghetto, so I'd run in and still get it all. Yeah, we're getting it all. I got a wild side.
All right, and for your final question, your toilet is stopped up and you gotta shit real bad. Do you A, go to a fast food place or gas station and hope they'll let you use the bathroom? B, shit in a grocery bag and throw it out? C, stick your butt out the window and let it rain?
Well, bear shit in the woods. You know, we know that.
Yeah.
Do you know what we used to do in the military when we're in like these, you know, we'd dig a hole and we'd be watching the enemy and, you know, hidden away. And we'd go to the loo, do a number 2. And obviously, you know, you can't just throw it anywhere. You got to stay covert. So we'd wrap it up in that plastic wrap, you know, wrap it up and pass it around to keep our hands warm.
Wow! Wow!
That's more ghetto than what the answers are.
Yeah.
You got to come and hang out with us more.
Do we really? For that reason? Bear Grylls, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, man. You can barely survive in the ghetto. My man, Bear Grylls. Make sure you check out Running Wild with Bear Grylls. Monday, NBC, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for coming by the show, bro.
That's good fun. A privilege, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm watching.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.